Guaranteed, if you apply these tips to putting ads on your videos, you will make more money through YouTube ad revenue. Just in case you don't already know, there are certain requirements you have to meet to be able to put ads on your YouTube video in order to monetize your YouTube channel. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'm going to assume you're already monetized, but if you do need a video on how to get monetized and what those requirements are, there's this video right here. Go check that video out. Like I said, moving forward from here, I'm assuming that you already have your channel monetized. So I'm just gonna go into a video and into the monetization section on one of my videos and show you some things from there. So let's jump into the first tip here. We'll call this tip number 8. I'll work backwards. We'll go from tip 8 to tip 1. And the first tip here is to make sure that you select all ad types. And so if you see right here, the types of ads, we've got display ads, overlay ads, sponsored cards, skippable ads, and non-skippable video ads. One of the first steps you can take in order to make the most money from the ads on your videos is to allow all of these ad types, every single one of them. Now what happens when you allow every ad type is YouTube is now able to choose between all the ad types which one it's going to show to the viewer, and you better believe that YouTube is going to do everything it can to show the ad to the viewer that will make the most money for YouTube and consequently for you as the creator. And some ad types are worth more than others, and some ad types will get shown and some ad types won't. So the best thing you can do is just to make sure that they're all enabled and let YouTube do its thing as far as which one it shows to which person. Okay, tip number 7 is to use mid-roll ads or during video ads. So I'm in this video's monetization section right now, and it's an 8-minute, 19-second video, as you can see right there. And so if we scroll down under this location of ads videos, this whole section is disabled, and if we read why, it's because only videos longer than 10 minutes are eligible for ads during a video. And that's what mid-roll ads are, the ads that show during the video. And so in order to be able to have those on your video, you need to have a video 10 minutes or longer. Very soon that's going to be 8 minutes instead of 10 minutes. YouTube has made that official announcement, but I haven't seen it actually be implemented into Creator Studio yet, but that will be coming really soon. But as of right now, the second that I'm making this video, it's 10 minutes, but soon to be 8 minutes. But the reason why that matters, being able to place mid-roll ads in your videos, is just simply because more ads get shown, you make more money. Now moving into number 6, I kind of just mentioned it, but before video, you'll want to have that enabled. But then also make sure that you have after video post-roll enabled, because that's another ad that can get shown and seen, which you can make more money from. Now number 5, let's jump back to mid-roll ads for a second. So this right here, the during video mid-roll ads, if we click on manage mid-roll ads, you'll see that there's all these tick marks right here. Now what I've done on this video, there's literally an ad, you can see the timestamps right here. There's an ad every 2 minutes on this video, and that's tip number 5, which is ad stacking. Now I've done tests, I did actually a series of, I think it's 3 videos right now, but I'm continuing it. I've got even one more test that I want to run, 1 or 2 more maybe. But it's been an ad stacking test, and I've been testing if I come in here and place more ads, stack more ads, will it increase the amount of money that I make from my YouTube ad revenue? And also I've wanted to pay attention to, does it turn people away? Does it lead to more or less views? Does it lead to less watch time? Because initially the thought is, well, if you put that many there, people are gonna get annoyed and click away. But really interesting series, definitely go check those out to hear kind of everything I have to say about that. But ad stacking works, it does lead to you making more money. And I didn't see any significant decreases, or I didn't really see decreases in watch time or view count. So really all it's done is just led to more money. And if you look right here, it says if you choose to place manually your ad breaks, avoid placing them at disruptive points. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, but note that the ad breaks don't guarantee ads will appear for every viewer. So you enable all ad types, you come in here and ad stack. So you've said YouTube, you can show an ad this often, and you give YouTube the option to show whichever ad type. Now you've just given YouTube every opportunity to do its best work with your ads and your videos. And it's going to decide when an ad gets shown and what type of ad it gets shown. So you do have some ability to come here and basically say, hey, show more ads around this period in the video, but ultimately YouTube is going to be the deciding factor on that, and it's not going to show an ad for every single tick that you place in here. And if you want to add an ad, it's really easy. Just drag your cursor over this timeline, click where you want to add, come up here, click ad break, and then another one will be added. But I'm gonna delete that one for now because I don't wanna add an extra. Okay, tip number 4, like we just read, it says avoid placing breaks at disruptive points. So I don't know exactly what they're trying to say by disruptive. I feel like I kind of might be contradicting that depending on what they're trying to say with disruptive with this tip, but this tip is to place an ad, like come in here and place your ads right at a cliffhanger. And this is something personally I don't do because I can't stand this as a viewer. Like, it really frustrates me. I mean, I typically almost always use an ad block, but when I'm not using an ad block, if I'm on my phone or something, it's really annoying when I'm listening intently and they're about to like give me a piece of information or something that I want, but it's like, boom, here's an ad real fast. You gotta wait 5 seconds or whatever type of ad it is. And that just super annoys me, but it does work. Typically across the like general public for sure. So tip number 5 here is to find those spots in your video somewhere where you can drop the ad in right there, and it will be a cliffhanger and people will be like, ah, shoot, I gotta stick around to see what was just about to happen next or what he or she was just about to say next. And so then they're forced to sit there and at least wait the 5 seconds and then skip and continue. And there's, you know, it lessens the chance of the ad popping up and them clicking away if they're sitting there and really have to know what's just about to happen or what you're about to say. So place ads at the cliffhanger spots. Okay, number 3 and number 2 here might seem straightforward, but they're definitely not to be overlooked and can absolutely make a huge difference. I need to swallow some of my own advice right here and work more on my click-through rates. And the way that you get people to click better is your thumbnail first and then also your title. And the reason that that matters for making more money through your ads is just simply getting more people through your video means more people saw your ad, which means you made more money from your ads. And so your click-through rate will just get more people into your video, and then that will lead to more people watching your video and seeing your ads and everything. Tip number 2, once they've clicked into your video, now you want to keep them there for as long as possible. In other words, you want to increase your watch time, you want to increase your retention rate, just the total amount of time that people spend on your video. Because let's say you've done all the tips up to this point, you've got a 14-minute video, you've got mid-roll ads. If they only watch a minute 30 seconds of that video, well, they're never gonna get to all those other mid-roll ads, and you're not gonna make money from the mid-roll ad and the time you took to make a longer video and all that. And so the longer they stay watching, the more ads they see and the more money you make. And this is an area where I, again, should take my own advice more seriously here, because some of these things that I'm about to say for how to increase your watch time, I don't necessarily do. But the biggest one I have found that leads to increased watch time, at least for videos like mine, which are tutorials, is, and this is true for any video, but just constant value. Like they should be getting so much value every second, every 10 seconds that they just can't click away. They've got to stay there because it's like they're just getting so much good value out of it. Some other things that I know are helpful for increasing watch time is energy. And this is one I don't do. I made a conscious decision. I just didn't want to be one of those people that turns on the camera and energy increases 15 to 50% just so for viewerships. I couldn't do that. I couldn't keep that up. So I just decided I'm not gonna bother with that. Yeah, I'm gonna lose views. Yeah, I'm gonna lose watch time, but whatever. It's a way I can be more consistent about making some content. But that is one thing that is definitely helpful, is if you push some energy through to people, that will help keep them engaged. And that's honestly why you see some YouTubers that are just like crazy, over the top, ridiculous energy, where like if you were in person with them, you'd be like, this is just too much. But in video, that increase in energy does tend to keep people engaged and sticking in the video. Also using pattern interrupts, and really I've heard that like every 3 to 5 seconds is ideal for a pattern interrupt. And a pattern interrupt can be anything like a zoom in, zoom out, cut to a different screen, different location, cut to an animated video, just something that switches the visual up. And the last tip here, number 1, is to increase your CPM and your RPM. I just made a video about what the difference is between CPM and RPM. RPM is a new feature, a new statistic that YouTube has just released to us. But CPM and RPM, they're kind of giving you the same thing, but it's basically a number that is telling you how much you're making per every 1,000 views on your video through your YouTube ad revenue. So if you can increase your CPM, your RPM, then you'll make more from every ad that's being shown. And watch this video for a much more in-depth tutorial on how to increase your RPM, your CPM, and I show you in my videos what like my CPMs are and stuff. But really the main way to increase CPM, RPM, I talked about one of them, which was using mid-roll ads, but the other one has to do with your topic. What kind of videos you're making, what niche, what topics are you making your video about. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you apply each of these tips, guaranteed you will make more money from your YouTube ad revenue.